Welcome to the BE podcast. This podcast is designed to open up professionals around their challenges, background, and have more vulnerable conversation. This week, we've got the one and only celebrity. Would you class yourself a celebrity?
No, definitely not. To one of my mates up, maybe, but not
Anyway,
like, don't you know who I think I am?
do you know who I am? I love
no
it.
one does. That's the issue.
Not anymore. It's gone past.
What did you do?
What did you do? But I think this is like obviously already get on like I've already known you years. It's just really so good. But the irony of this is that I applied for Married at First Sight, and I was probably actually going to be on the show at the matching phase and pulled out, but we would have been on the same show together.
That's mental. I think that's crazy that we would have been there. Like, we would have had such a good time. It would have been so much fun.
We wouldn't have got anything done.
Much funny.
I've been knocking the door. Yeah, it didn't come out.
I was doing that all the time when I was there. I was like, can we go out, boys? Do you want to go out? Should we go out for a bit?
Come into play. But look, and I think when I was speaking to you just previously when we was having some nice lunch, is that you're very much who you are, and the genuine energy and stuff like that is very much who you are in person as well, which I think is you're a lovely ball of energy. I bet people feel very recharged when they've spent some time, or they might go, I need a break now.
I don't know if recharge is the right word.
Yeah. Socially battery. But if anyone doesn't know who you are, give us a little brief introduction to who you are and what you do now.
So I'm Dean Very. I appeared on the latest season of Married at First Sight. I was on there, and I also work in team building, and I've worked on cruise ships. I've done all sorts of entertainment jobs for years, and I kind of do talks and like things like that. Yeah, motivational speaking, stuff like that.
So we'll go straight into it, and this is quite straight into what I normally do is we talk about your childhood, growing up. So tell me a bit about your childhood growing up.
I think I was like, I had a really good childhood. Luckily, like mum and dad got on, brother.
And you said they've been married quite a long time as well. Yeah,
been married. They're 16 when my mum met my dad. They were together forever. They're still together now, very strong. And like my nan and granddad the same, met from across the street. So I was always surrounded by love, always like champion, like you can do anything you kind of really want to do and stuff like that. And it was always like a safe place. The only thing was never really allowed out when we were younger.
But as in
my
going
mum
out
didn't trust to play on the street.
Oh,
She just didn't trust, but we could have friends over. So we'd be in the garden.
Chicken nuggets and chips.
Yeah, you know how we have football going in the garden.
Can I get some ice poles for my mate?
Always people coming over. Always that house, the house where everyone comes to. And we're a very close family, like cousins, everyone. It was all kind of, just a nice normal childhood.
So growing up then, like you obviously talked about then just like you've got a really nice childhood. You've talked about your nan previously. We were talking about at lunch. What was the school reports like then for you? We've had conversations, and I think you're very much ADHD. I'm not going to diagnose you. I self-diagnosed, but I think from me talking to you and telling you this is this and this, you're like, oh, this is like ideas. You're finishing my sentences. You can't wait. You can't hold. You're so excited.
That's that thing, Because I was trying to show that I'm listening. So and then stop interrupting. I'm like, no, I'm trying to show you that I'm invested in it. And
which
obviously, how this is going to go. Like,
I don't know. We're going to just try and get the conversation out, but. Tell what was the school reports then? What was that like? Because I always find I always talk about being neurodivergent, the ADHD, the typical school report. Only if he's listening, only if he applied himself, easily led, always talking, always distracted. So that wasn't very different for you because listening to what you were saying, I felt that you masked at school, but when you came home, you were so socially knackered because you were high masking of your. Well, this is what I'm just listening and hearing. You're masking this, I'm very good, I'm going to do so well. But when you came home, you were so tired and knackered because you were putting this mask up on at school. But I don't know, that's my own perception.
Possibly, mate, because I was like, at school, I was very, very good at school. I was like, I'd always like, I want to be the best. I'm someone who wants to do the best at school and be the best at stuff.
And you said about the reassurance, that you're always looking for that reassurance of wanting people to say, Dean, you're doing a really good job. And that beats any drug, anything.
100%.
You're doing such a good job.
That explains probably why I went into like entertainment. Why I go on ships I want to be.
You're the guy.
True, I've done all different stand up, all these things.
To
get that.
You want to be liked.
I guess I'm saying this. I'm a people pleaser to my own detriment. And it's
like, oh God! You say yes to everyone, then realise you forget who you've said yes to.
Book, like, shoot, that's why calendar now. I never used to use a calendar. I was like, I don't know what I was doing before. I'm sure I got something on. But my sport is always like really good. It seeks reassurance too much was kind of that school report. He needs to learn to just
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think that happened because you mentioned to me on lunch, you said to me that your dad was doing accountancy. You then said that you went to school, you did this maths test and you got 9 out of 10. And then when you went to your dad, he said, Dad, I've done 9 out of 10. Your dad said, well, it's not 10 out of 10. Do you think that then that's played a massive part for who you are now then?
My whole life, that's all I can go back to really, because I'm like, and it was so weird as an adult. You just say it's a throwaway joke, but to a kid, things can stick, and you don't even mean it. Like, because it's not that type of person. Like, why didn't you do it? It was not in that way. It'd be like, why didn't you get 10 out of 10 then? But to me, I was like, oh, geez, like, why didn't I get 10 out of 10? Like, why? I just want you to be, I just want you to be proud. Just going back to be like, be proud of me. But we're always like, we're the kind of type of family that we never used to really cry, we'd laugh. You laugh or you cry, and you'd always find the laughter side of things. So you just, from that, and that's shaped me always. Like, I always want to be the best. Always, like, I need to be the best. And I've learned to let go of that as I've got older, but definitely growing up, I was like, I'd be getting super crazy. Like, FIFA. FIFA was I think I was second best in the world at FIFA.
Was you?
Because I was just like, I need to be the best. I'd be like, Dad, I'm second best in the world. He'd be like, why aren't you number one? Like,
that will probably plague you for the rest of your life now. That in your head every time.
Whatever I do. Like, and it's just the silliest things. Like, why are you so competitive? I was like, so I'm so competitive, I don't even lose weight. That was like my joke. That's how much I don't want to lose. But it's like always
doing things. Yeah. Well, what about, so you've got a brother?
Yeah, a younger brother.
A younger brother than you. Is it just your younger brother? That's it.
Yeah, just the two of us.
What's that relationship like growing up, and what's the age difference?
2 years.
So he's 30, you're 32.
Yeah, he's 30, I'm 32. Yeah, and it was 2 school years as well. I think just 2 school years, something like that. Yeah, I think it was 2 school years. I think it was hard being my brother. It's like talking to them now we're adults. You talk about it. Because I always wanted to be the best. And I was quite lucky. Naturally, I kind of took to like sports. I was like in all the sports teams.
Doing every hobby.
And school, I really got on. School was easy. Like, it wasn't like a struggle to like have to revise. Things kind of came quite lucky.
Yeah.
Whereas my brother, they didn't come that natural, and I'd like take the mick and be low at laughing at him, like winding him up a bit, and he'd be like, that actually like.
Do you sort of regret that now? Because thinking about it, because as you mentioned, you've gone through quite a lot in general, and we're going to come to that. But do you think that you didn't mean to maybe do that to your brother, but then that might have had some sort of effect on him?
Oh, million percent. It's just like how it.
Do you ever say to you, Dean? Do you remember when you used to say, I couldn't catch a ball, and you're like, oh mate, so
because we'd be playing.
Do you think he might be ADHD as well?
No, he's definitely something, not ADHD though.
Mate, autism.
But I'm not sure where, but something. But someone on the spectrum. I think everyone is. Yeah, all both undiagnosed. But you can see little traits and stuff.
Like picking up on
things.
But do you think that where that comes, because the pass down rate is 85% from parents, so it's actually from either one of the parents, and it's 85% passed around down rate. So my dad's neurodivergent, but it only came to like when I got diagnosed, because my dad was like always painting, always doing puzzles, couldn't sit in, and I was like, oh, I wonder where I've got it from. My mum's so organised, saves money. I'm rubbish with money. I'm like, go on, buy it. Yeah,
can't take it with you.
Klarna over free. Yeah, fuck it. But did you? Yeah, I was gonna say, with your parents, is there something maybe potentially?
Because my family, because I'm someone like with the ADHD, which I think I know it is now. I'm diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure. All the boxes are there. It's like kind of. They're like, oh, it's the Dean show, it's Dean's world. I'm like, but it's because I'm trying to relate to people. You're trying
to build up a quick connection quite quickly to fit in.
Just to fit in. I get it. I do the same thing, and my mum does it as well. I've noticed now, and I'm like, I'm like, oh, it's Debbie. Like mum, Debbie. I'm like, Debbie's world. I'm like, you do this. I was like, Mum, I think you might be a bit ADHD. So she's like, oh, because she's like old school. She's like, you don't need to put labels on things. You just are what you are. I'm like, yeah, but Mum, and she's a bit OCD, so she's.
But I think you see it when you talk about it more. You see it. You're like, oh, right, that's
where that comes.
Yeah. So but it's an 85% pass down rate, yeah.
And my dad, I don't know what my dad, I don't really, my dad's just so laid back and chilled, really. He just kind of gets on.
Well, how old are your parents?
Oh, this is good.
Whoa, you forgot their birthday last year.
My mum's not 60, I don't know. My dad is. My dad was 60 a few years ago. So I think he's 63 and my mum's like 56. There's like 7 years between them. So something like that, yeah.
How do they meet?
They met, so they grew up in the same area.
So this is North London way?
West London.
West London, okay, yeah.
West London, Hammersmith way.
Okay.
They're all from there, like the Fairies and the Mackenzies, my mum was.
Okay.
And they met when she was really young, but obviously she was too young. Like, not like really young, because he's 7 years older. I'm like, Jesus, not really young. Like, but they met at a party
we're letting out.
when she was 17. She met him, and he was older, and he was like, oh, she's too young. Like, she was like, oh, got on well, because she was like the mum of the house at a young age. She kind of had to take. She was older than her years, and then I think when she was 18. Because he's like, what a difference a year made, I don't know. But she's like, oh, you're 18 now. He was like, we'll get talking. And they just met then and spoke then, and then been together ever since. So from when she was 18, he was her first ever like proper boyfriend.
Really,
and they just stayed on.
And they stayed together. And that's the kind of old values that you were talking about earlier that you
and it gets hard, but you don't give up. You know, like it's hard.
Yeah,
and there's been times, but they're still so in love. You know, like even now.
My
like
mum and dad.
It's weird. My mum and dad. Mistletoe every day. They'll always mistletoe kissing.
My mum and dad are holding. They're still in bed cuddling. Mum's gonna hate me saying this. Mum, plot twist. But they're in bed cuddling. They're 74.
And like,
and I love it because
I love it now. But when I was younger, I was like, yeah, stop it, yuck. You know, like,
yeah.
I'm like, no,
the typical thing. I was going to say,
that's what you want. Now. I'm like, that's the type of love you want.
You want, innit?
And my nan and granddad were the same. Like my mum's mum and dad, exactly the same. He was literally like the boy over the road because I was with them every weekend, so they're a massive part of my life, like growing up. And my dad worked up, so I was kind of brought up by women, mate. Like strong women in my life, like massively.
So that's why you've always had that big respect for women in general. So moving on from your brother, then you mentioned about always wanting to be centre stage, the Dean show. So where did your love for singing come on? And I'll come on to your nan and the relationship you got with nan, but when you're growing up, then was yours the one that wanted to sing? Hey, look at me perform and look at me do this. When did it get into sort of singing for you or performing, or was you dancing as well? Well, I was trying to. So you're going to be on Strictly Come Dancing after this? That's my show that I'd love to get on.
Is that your?
Honestly, I like genuinely like.
Are you proper dancer?
I'm a good dancer.
Oh, sick, bro.
Yeah, I think I'm hoping when the children's book comes out, the book does so well that I'll get invited on.
No, but put it out. You've got to put things out. You've got to manifest that.
Because if I don't,
journal and it's never going to happen.
If I don't,
and I would say everyone's crazy until it happens.
Whoever
comes up with the biggest idea, that
I bet you think with maths, like I bet you think I'm never going to get on, and suddenly
I didn't even think it'd happen. Yeah,
no, you're a celebrity. Dino. But obviously growing up, you're talking about like you're singing, and you really do, as you mentioned earlier in the podcast, your feelings. Sometimes I think as men in general, maybe potentially, unless you've done loads of work on yourself, we're as I'm going to say neurodivergent just because it makes it easier being from what we're come from conversation. We really feel things.
Yeah, massively.
We can pick up if you had two people there and someone over there, and if they had some sort of argument, you can go in and feel the vibe, the energy, and you're like, something's not right here.
100%.
Something's gone on. But I think sometimes, depending on how good you are, really expressing how you really feel, would you say that music or singing really connects for you to be able to express yourself, or have you always been good at maybe expressing how you really feel?
No, so I think it's definitely. I've always been a happy person. You know, one of those people that are happy, but it's because I always wrote music, like songs, or stories from really young, from like 4 or 5. I'd write stories or write songs, just to get and I didn't realize I was getting the emotion out. So like, because my mum would be like, "Why do you only ever write?" Because I've written songs for years. She's like, "Why do you never write sad songs?" I was like, "Because that's where I get that out. That's how I'm happy with it." You know, it's just kind of.
But why do you think then that you don't have that? Has it been sort of pushed into, or not pushed into you, but that you should never be sad? Where's that come from? Where's that come from? Because I'm trying to think. Yeah. Well, it must be times where maybe I'm going to talk about later in the podcast about like your body image and how what that's meant to you and your confidence. But there must be something that's not triggering sad. But do you get sad?
I think of course, that's the big thing.
Do you cry?
Of course,
do you a big cry?
Yeah, I cry.
I normally cry at a John Lewis advert at Christmas.
Any film with a dad for some reason. You know, like
music gets me normally. Music that gets me.
Feeling, I'd just. Like get the goosebumps and everything. I'm not like but I think old school because I was screwing around with my nan and granddad so much, and my granddad and my dad. I've never seen my dad cry.
So
never seen my granddad cry.
Right.
So men don't. You know, like
So that maybe that might be.
Might be. Mum doesn't cry. My family aren't criers. We laugh. We don't cry.
Yeah.
You see, you either laugh or cry. We always say, and we always choose to laugh rather than cry.
Do you think that's hard then? Because I think. I'm a massive crier. I'm honest about that. I can't help it. I just can't help it. But do you then think that then suppresses that emotion for you? Because my dad's exactly the same. He cried at do you ever remember Lassie?
Yeah, the film. Yeah,
The,
yeah.
or
dog.
the TV program, the
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, yeah.
My dad cried at that,
Well,
but
that's
didn't
his-
cry at his own dad's funeral.
Yeah, fair.
So it's really it's a dog as well, isn't it? But you then see it. But I'm very opposite to my dad because I will cry at anything. Do you think then that is harder for you to release that because of seeing the image and what you've brought up on? Then
Yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense to why it would be, and I cry now, but I'm not a sob crier, but I'll like get, tears in your eyes, especially certain films or anything. And my thing from young, I've always wanted to make people feel from when I was very young.
So you're a
I want to
massive people
give that
pleaser.
emotion, but I want to give that emotion. Like I want to see them, I
Happy.
want to see them happy or sad, but just to feel emotion. I just love,
yeah.
because I remember years ago, this is like a throwback, I was 7, I wrote a story for my nan because she loved writing, I loved writing. And it was like about a kid who leaves home because he's not getting on with his parents. He steals a $5, like, because I was on money when I was a kid, you know, and goes lives, and then like he runs out of money and he comes back home. He says to his he knocks on the door and goes, I'm back home. Where's mum? They go, your mum killed herself because you went away.
Right.
And then the boy went up to the top and went, Mum, I'm coming, and jumped out the window to join his mum. And
So
like,
you wrote that?
I wrote that when I was like 7 or 8, and my nan was like, "What is?" She was like, "What is this?"
Where's that gone?
Yeah, well, she's still got it. Like it's like she'd always kept all our stories, you know, like one of those ones.
Do you ever go back and read that or?
It's somewhere, yeah.
Do you think that? Because that's quite I would think from a 5-year-old writing an emotion like that, where a mum kills herself, and then that must be expressing an emotion of. You said I'm very good at piecing the puzzle together, but your family's saying that you don't want to be sad and be laughing, and that's your way of letting your sad emotion out because you've been told you don't want to show that you're maybe sad in some way, so you're just doing it through the writing.
I'm so young, and I remember my nan.
That's quite dark.
And my nan, because my nan was a massive crier, so she'd cry.
Right, okay.
And she'd feel that emotion, and I'd be like, oh, like I like to make people feel. I'm like, no, that's a feeling I was feeling, and like it can pass it on.
Yeah.
And I remember that when I was really young, and I was like, Jesus, what made you write that, Dean?
Yeah.
I was like, it's just
how I feel.
An emotional. I've always been very good empathy. Like,
You're a great storyteller,
and I can feel. I don't know. So I go on a bit too much sometimes, but yeah. I always felt emotion. So when I write songs, I never really write from my perspective, but I could really imagine what it's like to feel that. And that would like drive me to write that. So I could imagine that feeling. I was like, I could imagine what that would be like. And that's always drove my emotions. And then I was like, but maybe that is in there, within me.
It's in there.
But I'm passing it through, being like, I'm thinking from this point of view, or I'm thinking from that point of view. And like, so remember I wrote a song years ago called I'll Pretend. It was like, I'll pretend to me when I'll pretend to see, I'll pretend it was you and it wasn't me.
Yeah.
But I can't pretend for eternity. Oh, I miss you. But you know, like just I wrote that in the perspective of when Katie Price broke up with Peter Andre. That's how I put that story together. That's what they must be feeling. They're pretending to move on, but they're not really moving. Just a weird,
but you must have really. But that shows a very high emotional intelligence for someone. I always think neurodivergent children or people that I know have got kids that are neurodivergent are very much so clever. They're on higher grades like sets and. They're so intelligent. They're just like sponges, and you really pick up on people's feelings and emotions. I think these are things come back. I forgot. No, I'm talking. I'm like, Jesus. Oh shit,
like,
Christ! I'm reliving your life again.
I didn't even know that song. I was want to sing the whole song. Where's this gone?
Do it.
Bloody hell.
Guys, so okay. So move on at getting to like your 11, 12, 13 sort of
like
teens.
Secondaries,
teens. How do I word this right? So you've obviously you're talking about body image. You're very passionate about body image and
just you are what you are. Yeah,
I think you look great.
And I think and you think people, what they say, how sold and princess, people don't care. You care more than people ever care. You know, like that type of thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Do you think was there a level then? What was it like at school at that point? Did you have the body? Would you then eat it? Because I remember you saying along there that food was your comfort, which it's an addictive, like the gym's addictive, drink's addictive. That's another cross addiction, especially with ADHD. Anyway, but was that something then at school? Were you a bit bigger at school, or was you a bit?
No. So I always played sport. I've always played sports and always been good at them. I remember my uncle saying when I was really young, he's like, I don't get how you're so big because you play football all the time. Like, obviously you eat a lot more.
But was it a secret eating then? No,
I didn't because my nan, family of feed, you know, my family of feeders was like you'd always get a cake or there was never no. And my nan, do you want another one or like Coke or whatever, you know, like could have whatever you wanted, cheese and toast at late at night. Nan would make us anything, you know, like I remember
ketchup.
Mars bar, but you know, like be like so crazy. And I didn't really know I was fat at primary school. I didn't know because kids don't really talk like that. You know,
Yeah,
I'd been in all
yeah.
the teams. I was getting picked for everything. Like had girlfriends as you do at school. You know, like
Yeah,
at
yeah,
that
yeah.
age, you know, like you're
Player.
not doing anything. Holding
Hashtag
hands.
player.
Yeah, you're not doing anything like that. And then when I went to secondary school, I didn't realize it's a problem being fat. I didn't know until I went to secondary school. And my mum worked at my secondary school, so I was never bullied. I was always okay because she was kind of there.
Yeah.
But it's like I didn't realize, girls don't find me attractive. Oh, not
Right.
that as a kid you're not thinking about
Yeah,
it. Anyway,
no,
you're just
no.
like, it's my friend, she's a girl.
Yeah.
But then when I started to like girls, I was like,
As in, do you reckon that was, what kind of age was that then? Was that like 14, 15, 16?
probably year 8 onwards. So 12, 13, I think that age.
But you never got, but you just said then, like, you were never bullied at school. You were never, I assume that you probably had quite a lot of friends, different various friends group. You probably acted different to one friend group to another. And you're fitting in, and you probably had you'd say one saying with one group, and then your mum probably would know who you've been hanging around with because your language changed and who you've been with. Would that be right?
Yeah, except I wasn't ever friends with girls.
But you wanted to.
Yeah, but I found I don't know what it was.
Yeah,
it just was to me. I was like, it's the most unreal thing ever.
When was your first girlfriend then?
My first
like
proper girlfriend. Like actual girlfriend was like 22. Like, really late. Yeah, really late.
Right, we'll come to that. Not yet. Save that. But then, so was it because then? When did you sort of think, maybe it is because of my potentially? When did you sort of realise that though?
That's all I could put it down to, and I don't know if that I then used
Did you think?
That
Is that just what you think?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I know we're very good at making up our own stories.
And then I think if I don't get that, it's because I'm fat. It's like an excuse in it. If
Right,
I don't get that, it's because I'm fat. Or if I didn't do that, it's because if it's not, then it was my fault, innit?
Did you used to self-sabotage yourself a lot? Like, always beat yourself up, like, I'm fucking this, I'm that.
I remember, unlocking memories. I'd be in school, and I asked this girl, but I was too scared to ask her. I got my friend to ask her, and she said no.
Will you go out with me?
Yeah, she said no. And then I remember listening to James Blunt. You know, that song had just come out, You're Beautiful, It's True. And there must be an angel with a smile on his face who thought up I should be with you. And I had that on repeat for weeks.
Really?
And Mum was like, what are you doing? Just you don't even talk to me, you know, just really feeling it. I was like, this is some cool
That must
joke.
be, and I'm hearing it now. I'm starting to, my brain's going.
Yeah.
Because there was no sad button for you. You've been driven by laughter and was it cry? No, just laughter.
Just laughter, just emotion.
Just
feeling
laughter.
Yeah, but laughter is like weird laugh, yeah.
The only way you could really channel that, sort of that sad emotion or feeling of that maybe heartbreak or whatever, is through the music. That's what really made you feel.
And that's so true, and that's why even now I love lyrics in songs. I'm like that. I can feel that lyric. You know, like I can really relate to that. Like, that's so
you can hear it all.
Yeah.
Pinpoint. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, geez, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Because it can be like, and like, and I always find as well with ADHD, if I really like a song, I will listen to it 564 times, and then that next time I listen to it, I'm like, I don't want to fucking hear that song anymore now because I'm just literally parking it, just like with hobbies. But so the 16, you had the James Blunt song on then. How did you feel then? That emotion. How did you feel then? Did she say no?
Yeah, she just said no.
So your friends asked her to,
and she
say,
said no.
Would you go out with me? Do you want to go out with Dean? And they said, she said no.
Yeah.
And then did she then? Was there a comment made that made you think about your image, or was it because you felt like it?
I remember feeling embarrassed then. I'm like, why would I think she would go? You know, like you kind of start playing in your own head, like yourself. Like, why did I think that was a thing anyway? I remember listening to that, and then I think that was probably then bad. Then probably I didn't want to risk feeling that again. Then
because the rejection sensitive for it. Yeah.
And then you kind of like, I don't know if 22 could have been late, but that was my first proper get. You know, like real love. Like I don't know. I'm trying to think now. Going back in my head, I was like, because that does seem
it's like a therapy session.
Yeah, that's what I was like. It does seem old.
Like,
is that right? Was I that old? I think it might have been.
See, from 16 to 18, have you always doing writing and doing poetry throughout your
poetry, always writing everything? And I remember vividly when I was in sixth form after, like, because the schools go down, the classes go down, and more boys and girls mix more. And I remember I was funny. I was always funny with my mates, and the girl went, "Have you always been this funny?" I went, "Yeah, but I just never spoke to girls."
Well,
but, you know,
who's asking?
But I was just scared to talk to girls. I don't know what it was.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
This is when you was 18 then.
Yeah, in sixth form.
Did you? So you what did you choose at sort of 16? What kind of
so I chose
like what's it?
GCSEs or choices?
Yeah, choices.
Like that, yeah. Oh, A levels, sorry, innit? Sorry, yeah.
GCSEs.
Yeah, sorry.
Brain's a bit wobbled.
Yeah. I chose. I did English. I did maths because my dad was an accountant. I was like,
yes.
I did maths,
Were these things that you wanted to do, or was you kind of taking direction from your parents going, I would, it's like your dad, oh, I'd love you to get into the printing business. You're like, Dad, I'd love to go. Like, you're a completely different person. My dad is a printer, and I used to love watching him print. But then the print, but I couldn't think of anything worse, smelling of ink and shit.
But I think that's the I would have probably loved to have done drama and music and
Yeah.
PE. But that's true when you're saying at school. I didn't do PE because I thought I was too fat to do PE.
Really? So then you are very self-aware then at that point.
I was doing really well. And I remember the PE teachers going, why didn't you do it? Because I had like top grades at the PE. But I'm too fat to do PE. So why would I do PE? Like in my head, it just didn't. And then music, I thought, I didn't want to stand out. I just wanted to blend in at school. I was scared to stand out. So I did all this music, but no one knew. Like
this is like your safe environment
music,
for you to really
play sports. I wouldn't want to join a team really. I just want to play on my own. I just I don't know.
Like your own.
I'd have friends with everyone, but then the real me would be.
Do you find then? I was gonna say, this is come back to the ADHD thing. Is that when you socialise with loads of different people, do you feel mentally socially knackered from it? And when you come back home, you're like,
gee, yeah.
Christ. And do you ever find yourself going into sort of more of social isolation where you actually just need some time on yourself just to recharge and then go back out?
Definitely, yeah. And I find myself doing little things sometimes. I like even when I'm doing this team building stuff now, I'll be super nervous because there's loads of people there. Yeah. And I'll quickly go to the toilet for 2 minutes, just breathe, and then come out, and then come out, and then Do
you feel like that's because you're this? I've always found that because I used to be this. I like to feel like I'm the Joker, but I'm just me being me. That because everyone used to make everyone laugh and be in this whole perception, that you sometimes feel like you had to be that person, because if you wasn't, then you wouldn't be, you're boring, you're not fun anymore, why have you changed? But keeping that persona up of being this laughable, way, yo, and you're like, I don't really want to be this person. I like being it sometimes, but I cannot everyone expects you to be this, so you end up being just a person for everyone else.
Yeah, not even yourself, because my biggest thing in relationships has always been, I'm like, what happens when they realise I'm just me? Because I'm happy-go-lucky, but I'm not always. Of course I have down days like everyone. And I just always present my best self, because why would you not present your best self if you can? And then I'm like, what if they just, when they find me, they don't. And it's kind of, not to go too deep, but that's what I've always found. When they get to know me, they do leave. Like,
really?
And I've even put into a lyric again. Everything goes into a lyric. When you saw the real me, you chose to leave.
But this is the real you.
Yeah, and that's what now.
But this is the real. Did you think then you used to mask maybe some of the ways, your traits, or maybe, I don't know, mask when you're around with certain people because you were kind of really scared to really show, maybe obviously if you do go to diagnosis, the real who you really are? Yeah,
to show vulnerable or weaker side.
Do you find that easier now?
No, definitely now. Like, this is older, and since the show, that helped me open up more than I had been. Because I've always thought I'm a very open person. Yeah, I'll always be open with people, but I guess it's open to a point. You're open to a point.
Well, yeah, you don't
want to tell everything. You're not going to go into
me and you. I'm telling you, I've been doing therapy. You know, it's like with ADHD.
I was like, I had therapy.
You know, it's like with ADHD. Like when you obviously we're bouncing back and forth. When you meet someone straight away, you automatically overshare everything, all your darkest secrets, because you want them to like you, and you're like, shit, I've just told them that I've been fucking had my stomach pumped, and I'm a recovering alcoholic. I mean, mate, you've 20 seconds. I'm thinking, oh no, what have I just done? Like, but you must feel like, as we were going back to the conversation, but showing the real vulnerable side of you.
Yeah,
I found that hard.
I think so. I think
that comes back to getting childhood for not being able to show that, showing that.
Because it's laugh or cry.
Yeah, laugh or cry.
And we're always laugh. You don't show.
Yeah.
Because it's seen as a weakness, and now I think the complete opposite. I think it's so much strength to show.
Yeah.
It's just, guess you're growing up and you realise like that's not the right way to be, and there's so much strength in crying and being vulnerable. It's the opposite, because
Yeah, no, I love that.
I don't know where I was going with that. I just feel
I've just set up a new business. I used to play tennis.
Play tennis.
Did I?
Decent.
Here goes the story.
I'm really good at table tennis.
Oh yeah, we have a game. I'm right.
Yeah,
I'm right. So I used to. So I play. At the moment, I still play county badminton.
Oh jeez.
Sussex men's singles. I've got tournament Sundays and nationals.
I haven't played badminton in ages, but I used to love it. But
I had a bit of a. I went down steroids. I don't know. I'm going for the back. I'm giving you the backstory now. Overshare, but I was on steroids. I got into the gym.
I'm not going for badminton.
No.
I was like, how hard is this? I was like, this sport. I was like, geez, this is like a harder game. Isn't it? That's the same sport with the little shuttlecock.
Isn't it just a shuttlecock? Like,
that's what I want,
it's
you have
just
to
crushing
be.
it, crushing shuttlecock. No, I think when you're 18,
fair.
when I was 18, I got like, as you do, you kind of go through, you go into crowds and they're like, well, we're going to the gym 1920 and lads, which I was just, I'm a nerd, man, mate.
You just want to join, fit in though.
But I want to fit in. I want people to like me. Oh, I want to hang around with the cool kids.
Well,
So I ended up doing steroids. So I was like this. I couldn't even play badminton. I was like this. Like this. I felt like one of them Chinese cats, you know, like, you know, the ones
literally.
Yeah. There's a gun show, but I ended up getting gyomastria, which is an inflamed
Jesus.
What's that? Inflamed nipple, because I wasn't breaking from the steroids.
Oh, because you're just constantly on it. Crazy.
But then my mum's like, I didn't know what I was. This is what I mean. You with ADHD, you don't know where you're going because you lost yourself. Everyone was like, do you want to drink?
You've got this just you're trying to fit in so much you don't even know you.
Who you are.
You
lose yourself, and I think that's what the diagnosis gave me. But yeah, anyway, it's not about me. But But yeah, that's what you know. It's like it's trying to fit in with people.
But that's,
yet again.
yeah, because mine was like probably like that at school. And I was always had friends, like you say, always friends, because you're always people person. So I always got on with people. And I was like, and I think that's when I realised I just get on with people. Because in school I always had friends. Then at secondary school I always had friends. Then I went to uni. I went, oh, maybe I just get on with people. Because I was like, I was just really lucky. You know, I'm just lucky.
Yeah, of course.
And then from there I was like, oh, well, wherever I go into, I'm quite lucky. And I think it was when I left uni, I joined Butlins, and that's what changed my life massively.
So this is it's okay.
Yeah.
So we'll go to 22. We've already done
Yeah,
half an hour. I'm just thinking we've only got half an hour left.
Yeah.
We could be here for 3 hours. But so you got your first girlfriend at 22.
Yeah.
Did you at that point think, because you like singing, you like your poetry, you like doing all that, did you then think, right, well, I want to be on stage? When did you go Butlins then?
At 20, so it was at 22.
22.
Yeah,
And then did you meet your first girlfriend at Butlins?
Before Butlins.
You was doing the...
Yeah, the chocolate.
Do you remember the dance? Do you remember the dance?
Yeah, of course,
yeah. Because I used to love going to Isle of Wight, and it was a haven.
Yeah.
And a haven holiday, make you feel welcome every day. That's when I was like 9.
But it just
you know what it's like.
You don't know,
It fucking stays in your head for years. But
I've
always wanted to be a blue coat. Well, Haven was blue.
Well, I did Haven. I've worked at Haven as well.
Oh, yeah. I
liked Haven. It's really, it's really good. Yeah.
That's the tiger, isn't it? Rory
the
Tiger.
Jeez, fair play. It was all of those things. What did I do? I think I was like young, and I thought I need to get a girlfriend. I realised I'm old. I was like, I need to get a girlfriend.
So did you meet her at Haven?
No,
or Butlins,
I knew her before. So we went to school together, and I got in touch with her, and I was like, I need to just start.
Get yourself
out. You've got to do it.
Did you feel confident within yourself then at that point, or was you kind of?
I've always been someone who's watching their weight, so I was always on diet. Always dieting. I'd always go to the gym, always exercise, but like the food was just always up and down.
Do you think that was very much more of a comfort thing for you then at night, like no one's around, right? Because that's one of the addictions for ADHD is food.
Yeah, definitely.
Or for anyone really.
But that's what makes sense, and it was it would definitely be my comfort away.
Yeah, it gives you the dopamine,
just snuggled.
What was your go-to food?
Crisps, and I'd hide packs in packs.
Oh, really? So if your favourite
I'd put them in the bin.
Oh, right.
No, so if my mum went in the bin and be like, why is there crisps? I'd put packets in the packet.
To just look like you've had one.
And it'd be,
wow.
I was like,
did you feel bad?
I'd feel bad straight away.
After you've eaten it?
Yeah, and I'd be like, why did I do that? I've had such a good day. I'd be healthy all day, gym.
That's really interesting.
Ruin that at the end of the day.
Did you ever have comments from family that mentioned about the weight then that got you into that? Or was there anything at school? Because you said you didn't really have anyone talk about it.
I didn't really get any bullying. Maybe comments, but I guess you don't hear it really.
Do you think you should have that? Yes, I do.
Yeah, no. No, but I'd never do it in front of people, so I must have known it was bad. I'd
secret in the toilet or whatever.
But I guess I'm not even. I'm remembering it now, talking about it. And I've always been bigger family, so my mum and dad are bigger, my brother was bigger. We're all all. But my dad used to play football to a good level, so he was scared. There's all these things. But I just was, I don't know why.
So tell me about the Butlins then. So 22, girlfriend.
Yes.
We needed to find a girlfriend. You went to message her back from school.
Yep.
And then we was
started meeting up, hanging out.
Do you want to see the dance from Butlins? No, I don't. All right then.
See you later. Yeah.
So how did that work?
No, I remember the Butlins. Geez.
I won't get up and do.
I know. No, It was funny that once. I was like, whoa, Jesus.
This is a therapy session, isn't it?
What happened?
You're gonna be when you go home. You're gonna be so knackered tonight. Like, cheers for the podcast. Speak to you next week.
I need you. Put me in again. Yeah. I used to play darts to a good level. So
Okay, really?
Yeah. So so that was my thing. I'd go 18, and I was on a darts TV show.
Was you? Not Bullseye.
No, but it was meant to be the new Bullseye. It was called a 180.
I love that. I love that.
This is what you could have.
It's a pink hippo.
So I did that, and I did that show. And my mum went, oh, that's what I want to do. I want to like be on stage. Like, I realised that's what I liked.
And this is at 22.
Not even TV. It was just kind of it was a live audience because it was a live audience. I was like,
yeah.
oh, I liked that. I was like, that's what I want to do. She went, well, why don't you become a redcoat then? Like just as a throwaway joke.
And you like, oh, fuck it.
And I was like, yeah, exactly. I was working a job selling aggregates. I was just like in stones. I was working just a normal job.
Yeah.
So why don't you do that then? I went, well, if I never try, I'll never know. I was like,
I've
always wanted to be presenting.
You always feel like, well, what happened if I didn't do that?
Yeah. I was like, I've got to try. And I remember going to the audition. My granddad took me to the audition in Bognor.
So what's the audition? What do you have to do the audition?
It's mental, bro. There's like so much. You have to do a dance, of course.
Okay.
What
did you do? What did you do?
They teach you party dance, and you have to do it back. You know,
I love it.
You have to have a sit down talk to them in an interview. And I remember saying, I was like, I'm a darts captain. They went, dance captain? I went, darts. Because I played darts,
He's going first.
What, and then you had to do like an acting thing where you talk to each other and you have to present all these things.
Wow.
And I remember doing it, and I did well. And I went, oh, I don't think I'll get it because I'm too fat. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I'm too fat to be a red coat. I was like, looking, I was the biggest one in the room. You know, I was like, I doubt I'll get this. And I remember being in that dining with my granddad. We just laughed at the joke because we just laughed. I was like, oh, I was doing this, all this. And my mate went, well done on getting the job. I went, I haven't. He went, why are you so happy then? I went, I would just laughing and joking.
Just chatting.
Yeah, literally. I was like, nothing. And then I found out I got the job. I was like, what's this? Skegness? Yes. I thought it was in Scotland, just in Lincoln. And it was like, I'm going up there. And that's when then.
So you would live on campus.
You'd live on campus. And that's what.
Well, the chalet.
When I went to uni, I stayed at home when I went to uni. So I never had that uni experience. And when I went up to Skegness, it was the first time I'd gone away from home.
Right.
My family all had bets being like, oh, he'll be home within a month. Because I'm like, mummies, you know, like, love mum and dad. I've always been mollycoddled, you know, that kind of stuff.
I get it.
And I was like, he'll be back. And I went up there, and then I was away for 9 years then, because I just went
9 years? You did 9 years?
And I went from Butlins to Havens to pantomimes to cruise ships. I just ended up going boom, 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 and didn't come home for 9 years.
So because if I remember rightly, if I looked at a post, I can't remember, but you can do magic and and stuff like that.
Just all these random hobbies, juggling, puppeteering. You know, like you just learn
as you do
Butlins,
is you just pick up on
you
hobbies.
Just learn at Butlins, and then you just
did you like it?
I learned that. Yeah, it's so good because for me, it was the perfect job because it was like I just got to be me, but you know the real me because I wasn't trying to impress anyone. You didn't
have to keep up to appearances.
I could just be like funny and have a laugh, and guests really seemed to like that. And I was like, because you'd see some people come off the floor and they'd be like miserable or tired.
So it'd be like, just the same, and then as soon as they come off,
yeah, literally. And I was like the same in both spaces. I'm like, I'm just having a laugh.
It's just fun. I think it is basically putting a performance on, in as well as obviously you're putting this performance. The kids coming up to you, come here, mate. You've just spat on my shoe. Come here.
But I love all that stuff.
Yeah, you love that.
I just love all that.
But you like people. I think you like people going, wow,
smiling and happy, and just it was.
You
really
like that,
good,
yeah. That must be the reassurance for you doing a good
job.
job.
That buzz, I guess, yeah. And that's how I learned magic. Because some guys like learn a magic trick because it's easy to talk to people.
Yeah, cool.
And then I just got in magic, and then someone shows me a trick, and then before you know it, I'm like,
you're learning
magic, and then I know all these different tricks.
And then you brought a hat and a wand.
I've got so much because you get
you get into it.
I'm like, trying to get the big cutouts. You know, you short enough. I'm done. We'll give you a magic show if you want, Dean. Because I was doing it that much.
I was want to do it.
I was like, I don't know. You don't.
6, 7.
No, that's the juggling.
That's like 6 balls. Bad. So what? So then at that point, you've done 9 years around the campus. So when we talk about pantomime, are we talking like the pantomime? It's behind you pantomime.
Yeah, that pantomime.
So would you play a main role in that? As like.
So I guess this is kind of when I realised I didn't want to. So you say the performance, so I did Butlins, which was cool. Did that for a year and a half. Then I went to Haven because I wanted to be a presenter. So I did more presenting for a year. And then I was like, I want to go to the next. I never want to stay. I want to keep progressing. You know, go to the next thing. Then I went on pantomime, and that was the first time I didn't think I could ever get paid to sing or dance. You know, just as a singer or dancer. Because I was like, you're not really good at singing. And then I did that, and I was touring pantomimes. You know, the ones that go around like the theatres or the crowds or schools as well. They go around schools sometimes. And I remember the moment I was doing the pantomime, and I remember being a kid sitting on the floor watching it and being like, I never would have thought that I would be the guy doing the pantomime, sitting watching it. You know, when I was like, what a weird moment.
I used to love it. Mum used to take me at Christmas, and you know, it's like over Jack and Beanstalk.
I was King Rat. You know, Dick Whittington. I was like, I was Daddy Bear in one of them. You know, like all right, there, baby. I was an orphan. the northern bear, and it was all up north the tour. I was like the worst northern accent. I was like, I'm gonna get rinsed.
I bet you did like, especially I find with ADHD, you're so good at doing animal impressions of, you're so good at doing impressions of everybody else except for yourself. You end up doing all these animal noises and so good, like Scooby, Scooby snacks. I've been practicing.
Just be ready for this.
just for today, yeah. Scooby snacks. So yeah, I was fun. I was because I don't know if you know Jim Carrey's got ADHD.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You know,
It makes sense.
Oh,
I've seen
right.
it already. Then.
You know, righty then. You know, like, that's him. All the animal impressions because that was that's him. But anyway, that's a very different story. So 9 years. What did you do after the 9 years then?
So, sorry. So where did I? So
you went pantomime,
then I went to
Big Rat.
ships as an actor host.
Oh, you went to on ships?
Cruise ships to work as an actor host. So you act on a play, you do like hosting things like that.
Yeah.
And it's when I was acting there, and I went, I don't want to act. I want to just be me. That's when I realised this isn't for me. You know, like the quick changes.
So what was you doing on the cruise ships?
I was like acting in a play. I'd act as Peter Pan. You know, there was like
amazing.
Kids there. There's like all different.
So it was all for children's
pirates.
entertainment then.
Adults as well, but yeah, mix of the both. Yeah, adults and
what
kids.
did you prefer?
I probably preferred the kids in cinema.
Just
It's
because
just funny because it's silly. And you
you're
could be a kid, and I'm a kid in it. So I'm like, I'd much rather be flying like Peter Pan than having to learn this heavy script and be like dramatic. Yeah, and I'd have to be dramatic. Like, oh, it's just.
Because I think always like we're just always Peter Pan in our heads with.
Never going.
Yeah. That's mad.
So yeah, and that's when I realized I don't want to do it. I want to be me. I want to be presenting. I just want to be myself.
So you were 30. So you're 32 now. You did 9 years across the cruise ships, the pantomimes, all that. So then, what did you have any sort of love or any kind of girlfriends did you meet through the cruise ships?
Yeah, so that's what made me actually get on with girls a lot more because it's a mainly women-dominated industry.
Yeah.
So then I became friends with girls, and I was like, oh, girls are just like boys.
Did you always feel like you
was just fun, and I got on better with girls.
Really?
You could be a bit more emotional. Because that's where I was allowed to be. And it just really opened up where I could have deep chats and get into all that. And I'm like,
because I hate small. You know, when some small talk.
Yeah.
But someone goes like, I remember dating apps and stuff like that. Like, hi, how are you? Like, yeah, you, and that's it. It's like, oh god, I just want you to just stop talking to me. I can't have anything. Yeah, what you up to? Like, I don't care. Like, yeah, you. And it's like, oh, I can't have. I need to have like a. I want to know. I want to know about your trauma.
Tell me what happened.
Yeah, what's going on? But so in them 9 years, did you ever date? Colleagues,
dated colleagues. Really, that was kind of it. Yeah, and relationships on the ships, and they were good on the ships, and also in Haven, on all of them. Yeah, I'm just going back. I was like, I dated people, but I didn't have many girlfriends. You know, like you date because you're.
Did you find this is quite a bit of a more vulnerable question? Did you feel maybe around because you talked about your body quite a lot? Did you feel quite uneasy, maybe having intimacy because you've obviously felt. Rejected before
so
60.
Long as well.
Do you feel just to feel?
I was until I was 22. I lost my virginity. So you know, I was really
late. At 22, you lost
really late. Your virginity at 22.
Wow.
So late on, and I was thinking, am I ever gonna have? You know,
because you're going on.
And I was, mate. I think just school, going back to school. There, it's like I remember taking my top off at school, and I had stretch marks. And someone went, "Have you been scratched by an animal?" Not as just the interest, because they didn't realise.
Okay, so this is now.
And then from then, I'd always wear my top under my uniform if I had PE. I'd never get changed
right.
from then on ever again. And I'd never want to take my top off.
Yeah, true. So now thinking about it, it's coming.
That's what that was, and that's why I don't. And even to the point when if I was intimate, I'd always want my top on still. You know, like it just kind of stays.
And that stays with you.
Not now. Lucky, like with home with now, she loves my.
Just who you?
She loves. She's like, love you so much. She's like, take it off. I want to see you.
Yeah. You're a sexy boy.
But I don't find it like I'm like.
Yeah, you don't find it. You don't feel anxious.
But I don't. I'm like, are you taking the mic? She's like, no, I'm not taking the mic. Like,
yeah.
Get
it off, big boy.
But now I walk around. Now she's like, put clothes on. Like, she's like, you can't get dressed.
Can't get enough.
Yeah. She's like, you can't get dressed as well. Like, okay. She's like, why is it one extreme or the other? She's like, you're even walking around.
You can't get dressed.
Yeah, you can't.
Just sitting there like Tommy Hilfiger mod all the time. So, you can't put your clothes on. My parents are coming. Oh, right. Well, I just can't take it off now. Body positivity. You got a spinning look. You got a thong on from now on.
How did you know? You in that toilet.
I've seen that. Oh, bloody hell.
But
God,
yeah, no,
buttling
right.
stong on, yeah.
That was...
Juggling was... But that's great. That must be fantastic for you to be able to be in a situation with your partner and feel confident in who you are, where always throughout your life you've had a comment or someone saying a little thing, and then it builds up. Really, you end up being it's like chink to the arm. You're like, you end up thinking about it all the time because people keep saying it.
And I remember my brother's very the opposite. He would walk around with a top off and he was bigger than me. And I was like, how are you that confident?
Yeah,
And then I'd be envious, like, how can you be that confident? It's something I could never, ever do. And now luckily that now I can.
Good.
But I definitely couldn't for ages.
So we got 15 minutes.
I know, I see you looking like, I better start doing it.
Let's talk about maths.
Oh, yes.
We're just talking about 45 minutes, but it's great. It's great. We probably needed 2 hours, but people wouldn't listen after that. They listen to an hour. So talk Married at First Sight. We've gone through the same process. I know the process. It's a very long process.
So long, yeah.
Like you're doing all these, you're doing picking your colours, you're doing the call, you then have to go to Channel 4, CPL, and then going into the room, then you go into all these other different, but they're taking photos, pictures of you.
Yeah.
What would you go with someone that got kids, all that sort of stuff. But you were one of the, I was really rooting for you, being honest. I was really rooting for you on the show. Obviously, you did your song at the altar. Fantastic. But which is great. But how was that experience for you? Like genuinely, like regardless from the outsider point of view, because obviously we all know that it's shown clips to build story build. What is it really like? Because it must be. Obviously, we're talking about the ADHD as well. Having a camera shoved in your face 12 hours a day, that must be sometimes thinking, it's a lot. It's a lot. So how did you really get through it, and what was your experience?
Yes, it's intense. It's the most intense thing
ever.
Because I thought it was going to be like cruise ships, because cruise ships are all in each other's pockets.
Do you have loads of people in the room as well?
No, so you're just in your. So if you're when you're not being filmed, it would just be you two.
Just you two. But if they're saying, we're coming on now.
So if we was here filming, for example,
you'd
have all like people.
How many?
Camera crews. Oh, geez, like if it was like a dinner party or something like that.
Or how many people? Yeah,
in the apartment, or like
a dinner party.
If the dinner party, oh, geez, you're talking about 30.
40 people.
30, 40 people.
Is it you just, and what do they sort of say to you? Do they say, just be yourself, just be normal?
They're like, just talk, but then they might come over to you and be like, oh, ask this, because they need to keep the story on track.
So, so they will ask you, say, can you talk?
Pop in and be like, ask about this.
Can you ask about, what do you think about Leah?
And you're probably like, because you're probably going around, you've heard something.
Do you think in your head though, when you're answering these questions, I really shouldn't say that, but
you don't have to. So I'm some you don't have to say it. If you don't want to, you don't say it.
So they say, so if I pulled you in the room now and said, "Can you ask me about Leah?"
And you'd be like,
I don't want to ask about. And then they just say, "Go on then," and then get someone else that will.
That's literally
You're boring.
Literally.
Bring him in. But then some people didn't hold back.
Yeah. No,
Did that? How has that shaped you then? Because we, as a obviously my future probably would have been very different if I was on the show. Your future would have been very different. How do you think that shaped you then? Do you think that is really brought you the confidence out in you, it's got released any sort of like trauma or anything in there, and it's changed you? You needed to really go on that and really show who you really are, and this sort of lovable teddy bear.
And seeing it's nice to like, I think you're right, because I thought I was in the best space before I went into it.
Did you think you was?
I did think I was, I thought I was like going into it, I thought, I'm in a really good space. I was like, I'm happy with who I am now. Because I'd lost weight before, and I'd lost myself in that. You know, like, I'd lost who I was, but I was back being me. I was like, I'm me now. I'm just going to be myself.
After the show?
Before the show.
Just before the show,
I was like, I'm going to be fine. Like, it'll be okay. And that really did knock me a lot. It knocked me back a lot, because it was like rejection. I hadn't been rejected since I was like properly since I was at school.
So going on the show, do you then think you've talked about body image, you've talked about being rejected. Did you kind of relive that all over again with some maybe underlying wounds and salt that, and you're like, Christ, that's literally that's like been elastic band, that's pulled me straight back, and that must be quite a difficult emotion to feel. And how did you really feel after that? Did you feel, am I really the best version because I've just gone through all that?
That's what I'm saying. So I thought I was, and I thought I'd gone through all of this trauma, and I realised when I was talking to the therapist, and you're talking through.
Is this after the show?
No, during the show.
During the
show, I was like, I've not dealt with that. Like, I still feel like that fat kid sometimes.
Really?
I thought I'd left. I thought I'd got way over that. I thought that's well gone. Yeah. It was like kind of going through that again, and then coming out of it. I was afraid it's like, I don't know, but giving birth to a baby, you don't know what the baby's going to be like. So you're not sure how it's going to go, and then it ended up being stronger. At the time, I felt like, or I didn't like it, but when I come out of it afterwards, I was like, oh, I've dealt with all of that properly now. Like all that stuff I hadn't dealt with, has all been dealt with properly. And now my friends say it's the best thing I've ever done. She's like, you're the best version of yourself you ever. She's like, you're so healed now. Like
Yeah.
And I'll like be talking to my friends and like stuff will come out. It's like the people talking through me. I'll be like, yeah, but you need to set boundaries. Yeah, but how do you feel? And it's stuff. And because I was so competitive, I never wanted to lose. And even like Cleveland, I felt like I was losing, but no, you're winning by choosing you.
Yeah,
and that's just things I hadn't noticed.
Do you think then previously, if you didn't gone through that experience, you would always choose the other person?
Yes, I'd always put them above
you.
They're always on the pedestal.
And they walk all over you. You end up people
and you'll
pleasing.
do whatever you want. And you're like, I'm not worthy.
But you did, I think near the end of the bit, you did say, no, I want to address, because I think always, where we're always wanting to fit in with the ADHD, fit in here. Confrontation is not always, I hate confrontation. Same. It makes me feel sick. But you're like, oh God, I'm actually saying something now. And it feels very weird to say something, but it actually empowers you by saying something. And at least people know that you can understand where you are.
And it is very empowering. Yeah, that was kind of the moment when I realized, I was like, geez, like, I have to myself first, and I have since. Like, I'm so different to what I am now. I'm like, yeah, but what do I want to do? Like, before it's like, what do you want to do? What do you want? And it's still like, obviously, you still do that, but you've also got to ask yourself, what do you want at the same time? It's not always just someone else now.
Yeah. Do you think if you had to go through that like experience again? Obviously, you've come out of that. You've done loads of different new things that you're doing, which we'll come to at the end of the podcast, which is it's already gone so quick. Would you do it all over again? And if you did do it all over again, how would you be? Would you be a bit more sort of, maybe, I don't know, because you are confident, but would you be more direct to maybe the person saying, oh, I don't like you because you haven't got toes or whatever?
Yeah.
But would you feel like would you go back and do the same process all over again as this Dean now, or how do you feel?
I would now. Now I'm through it. There was a time I would say no, but like once coming through it.
Did you feel like it was a mentally draining?
Like doing it.
Did you enjoy leaving?
Yeah.
Did you?
I can't believe people did it for so. It's one of those. Like, how did you stay in that much longer? That's geez, I can't imagine doing that. And I was even saying to people, I was like, I think you need to get, like, you can see it's like, maybe get out. But it's definitely, I would do it again now, because it's like kind of, I think everything happens for a reason. I'm always one of those, this bigger plan, and it kind of makes you who you are. And I think probably I would have stood up for myself more, because I'm just so eager to please, eager to please and be like, that's okay. Yeah, it doesn't mean, like.
Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry about her. And you're like, really, it's really hurting you, but you're just trying to keep the peace.
Yeah, and I was always the guy that I was at school. I was like, I've never been the guy people look at and be like, oh, I really want to sleep with him. I've never been that person. I was always like, he'd make a nice husband, or he'd be a nice dad. And I was like, oh, one day I'll come into that.
You want to be someone that wants to rip your clothes off and be like, you think I'm a big hunk?
And I think that's what's been good on the show, is learning, because I was very vulnerable on the show and kind of very much myself, because I just thought you would be. Why would you not be? And seeing it be so well received make me think like, oh, the actual me is good.
It's fine.
It is fine.
It's not me.
It don't have to.
Fine,
it's not a show.
finally
Like,
can
I can't
relieve.
just be me.
Yeah.
Because you can't. Because you cannot keep up a persona on a show.
No,
like that.
you
It's
can't.
gonna fall off, and you see that I think for some people.
Yeah,
the
your
master's
crown
full.
slips.
It's gonna fall.
Yeah, crown
and you
slips.
can't. So I just kind of went into it like just being myself, and coming out of it, I was like, I don't think you'll get anything out of it unless you are yourself. And be open and vulnerable.
What the relationships that you had on there? You had some like really good people that. Do you still keep in contact with some of the people and meet up with them and stuff? Did it die off a little bit, because all the couples that went on the show are now not together?
Not together, yeah.
So, and I thought there was a few that were
gonna be
good. But do you think it? I think I'm very much. I know what, like, being on that. You're in a bubble. That's not real, but you probably feel like this is all your life now. But when you come out, it's like it must be quite a bit of a. It's like being up here and then dropped onto a planet, and you're like, oh God, I'm back in a real life. I have to earn money and
whatever. Yeah, because I remember coming out. I had a week away from everyone. I was like, I just don't want to talk to anyone.
Yeah, you need the isolation.
Friends,
yeah,
I just need a week away just to kind of digest
Process
everything and like kind of what's gone on with that, because I just needed that time to myself. What's the question?
What was talking about again?
I just realised I was talking. I was like, I don't know where I'm going.
Tell me you got ADHD about telling me you got ADHD.
I now needed a week off. I don't know what to follow.
So the basic question is, right?
Real life.
Yeah, now you've been dropped back, so you needed that week to probably readjust, just like any person probably going in through that. You would need I don't know, like the army. You need a time just to be back into normality.
Get into routine again. Don't start going to the
I need routine.
Again, see friends again. But you need to get stuff going back.
So that was quite a difficult. Was it difficult for you to then be on a show, big cameras, and then go to nothing? It's like, and there.
Because kind of just left there. Luckily, they do.
To make you feel a bit like psychotic, not like in a bad way, but a bit mentally like drained from it, and
definitely drained
mental
from
health.
it.
How do your mental health feel after all that? Would you sit there and process it all? Because you know, like you think
Be
about all the
looking back at
conversations. You think, did they really mean that?
Yeah, and how's it going to be? And I'm very much someone, I don't know if I see the best in everyone. I'm like, you have my trust, kind of goes. I'll give you that until I see the negatives. But for me, on that side, I was kind of lucky because when I was there, everyone was friendly. I didn't fall out with anyone. I still haven't fallen out with anyone now. It kind of all happened after I'd left. So I'm really lucky on that front. But it was just lucky. The welfare team are very good. Like they do look after you. They call in. They check in every day. Like when you come out, they call every day. You have a psych. In fact, leave. When you leave, they give you a psych to talk to. You can talk to them again if you need to, and they ask all the questions.
Do they not? Do they say that they'll after the show they will help you? I don't know. Deal with some of your I don't know, any gigs that you get from it, or anything, the deals do you get from it, or do you sort of just go, do you know what, you're going to get a really big Instagram following, and then they don't. Well, then here's the opportunities. Or
they don't really do anything with that. They leave
just leave it to you, just down to it. Yeah,
they help you. Like you can say like, what do you think I should do? Who should I do? But like they're just more for your mental then. Any opportunities. They'll maybe put you on a radio show or something like that. But that's because it's more for the show rather than you. It's like
Are you glad that you did it?
Yeah, I'm
like, genuinely glad. Genuinely glad. Do you think you needed that to be a bit like I was thinking like the butterfly using a I was about to say tortilla then, which is definitely not tornado.
Oh, is it not tornado?
No, I'm thinking the
cocoon.
Cocoon. Not the tortilla. Yeah. So do you think you needed that cocoon? Tortilla.
I see a tortilla.
Tornado. Actually, we're on about cocoon. But did you feel like that the cocoon was the show, and then that's giving you the thing? Do you think you if you didn't go on the show, you would have been a very different person that you are now?
Oh, that's a great question, isn't it? I wouldn't be where I am now, obviously. I wouldn't.
Do you think you'd be doing maybe cruise ships? Maybe.
Yeah, I'd just be doing what I was doing anyway. That's what I was doing before. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was writing game shows for cruise ships.
Yeah, I remember you saying
the team building. That's kind of what I was doing. I'd have just been doing.
Do you think you would have been the best person now, though?
Yeah.
And not dealing with some of the.
But I felt like I was. I already felt I was okay.
You was already there, but maybe this has just really pushed you higher.
Yeah, I would have been different. Jeez, I don't know.
Just don't know.
I think. But all had to happen to be like obviously where I am now because it kind of worked out how I met people I've met and like now who I'm dating was through. Just that's how it happened. That's how we see each other. But obviously
we've only got 5 minutes left. No, don't apologise. Don't ever apologise. We say sorry enough as it is. 98 stories a day it is.
Is that
for someone who's neurodivergent? So when you got ADHD, you apologise.
All the time when it's
90. It's around average 98 sorries a day, because you're so used to childhood saying sorry. I'm sorry.
For being too much, or just
and then you end up saying sorry. Oh, if you tripped up here, I would say I'm sorry.
Oh, I think when you tripped, I went sorry.
Sorry.
When the way out when we walked in the gate,
sorry.
Oh, sorry.
But you don't. You're not. You're saying it because it's like if someone fell over in Spain. You'd say sorry. It's not even
you're not even there.
Sorry. But it's because you're so used to apologising. But anyway, I don't want to get into that now. Got 5 minutes left. So you now, like, obviously, I'm not on social media. Well, LinkedIn, but in general social media, like you've got a girlfriend now.
Yeah.
This prince, my fiance said to me today, he's met his Princess Jasmine. She lets me know what's going on. So you've met someone very beautiful, and how's that being able to. Since going through all that, the trauma, the body image, not being able to take your top off because of you stretch and feeling very insecure, to now going, take my top off, can't put it back on, to be the person that you've always genuinely wanted to be, that must be a really nice feeling to have that and that level of safety.
And support and like having someone there that just loves me for me, you know, like, and just generally for me, like.
Does she ever say shut up sometimes?
Oh yeah, of course, like, it's still normal, but she loves it. But she's like, there's a point though, don't do it all the time. But she's very much like, it's just very nice to have that unwavering like support and love, and she's like, always, I'm always here, regardless of whatever. Someone where's the I've killed someone. Where do you want to put the body? That type of love. But that type of support.
Okay,
like,
that's
she'll like
deep,
ride
then.
or die. Yeah, properly.
Ride or die. Is she your best friend?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
It makes me,
that's-
but you know, it's
I
cheesy.
think- no,
but
no,
it isn't it?
no,
Like,
no,
let's
but
go
my-
back to my troll. I can't say that, can I?
Yeah, but my fiance, I just got I told
Oh,
you
yeah,
I got recently
congratulations,
engaged. She's like my best friend. Like
I just want to tell her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just want to tell her.
Yeah,
or see her.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I just want to,
I'm like, guess what I've just made?
like, she's going away this weekend, and I was like, I've got to see you tonight before you
Yeah,
go. She's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I can't. But, you know, like, because I was doing this, like, I want to see you before you go. innit?
Say goodbye. But that must be nice for you for having that level after you've gone through that level of intensity to now like in love. Would you say you're in
Oh,
love?
definitely in love. Yeah, jeez, yeah.
I can
That's
see
not-
heart.
that's
All
not-
all I can see is heart emojis.
Yeah,
Yeah, so anyway,
yeah.
but you're in love.
No, yeah, definitely in love, man. Yeah, 100%. And it's like, and I think, yeah, you never know until you're in it. You know, like I thought that was, and then you're in this love. You're like, this is
This
really-
is
yeah,
actually what I've always been looking for.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And yeah, that fairy tale. That's kind of what I said. I was like, I've always wanted that fairy. I want that story. I've always wanted a lovely story.
Yeah,
I've been surrounded by it.
Because you
I
want
think I've
that from
got
your
mine.
parents and your
Granddad.
nan and granddad. You want the same for yourself to
Have
be like
just a
that.
love
Yeah,
story.
yeah,
And I'm
yeah,
like, yeah. And I think that's, hopefully, touch wood.
Yeah,
touch
touch you wood. Oh. But so for a few minutes left. What's your plans like now? Because obviously you've done the show. I don't know how long ago the show was. Was that a year?
Jeez, yeah.
No, last September.
Yeah, but I finished strapping it in April last year.
Oh,
You know, that's
so
when I left
you
the
finished
show.
filming last April?
That's when I left because I left early.
Yes.
But yeah,
No, was it? This would have been this April. No, last April.
Last April, yeah.
So
yeah.
September.
September's when it came out on
Yes,
TV.
yes, but
sorry.
you was filming in April to then leave September. Okay, fine. What I was going to say was then, what's the plans for you now then, like work wise? Because I know you're doing a lot of business talks and talking to business.
Motivational talks and things like that now,
Do you think maybe? I know you said you want to be a TV program or
I'd
something.
love
Would
to
that
do-
was
honestly, the ultimate dream would be if I could have a chat show or even host a game show on TV. You know, I've watched just something I've always wanted. I've wrote game shows for years. I'd love to be like doing one on TV. I'd love to go give back motivational talks to kids and saying what I wish I'd known. You know, like it's okay to be you. It's being different's actually better than being. Oh, literally.
This is what I'm saying.
But
This
it's
is the
literally
podcast.
be you, and it
Be
took me
you.
so long to realize. And don't worry about what everyone's saying. You know, like, and I'm getting into that now. I'm going into talking to schools now and talking to business people and just kind of like go that venture.
Yeah.
Just like hopefully just get to be me and enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Enjoy it, and people just enjoy your energy and just
And
you
bring
be
that
you.
and talk. And I love talk like this stuff and
Yeah.
stuff. You know, talking to people and getting to know people and
It's nice.
looking forward to it all. Yeah.
Thanks ever so much.
Thank
for coming,
you.
mate. Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Yay! Brilliant. Hope you. Oh, that's all done now.
Good. Oh, yeah.